reflect on the result once or twice. You know, score that.
Oh, I'd probably get you flowers.
I've got to switch it to good food now.
Can everybody hear me in this ridiculous thing?
It's fantastic.
Okay. This is my very good friend and associate, my Page Turner. It's a sort of my musical stand really, it was an automatic one. Thank you very much. Right, good morning, welcome. It really is an important annual event to remember those workers whose lives have been lost over the years. Every year, more people are killed at work than in wars, and most don't die of mystery ailments or in tragic accidents. Work hurts and kills on an industrial scale. Every year, the number of people in the United Kingdom being killed or injured by their work could fill a jumbo jet. They die because an employer decided that their safety just wasn't that important a priority. Yet official figures of death by work are grossly underestimated as a result of ignoring those who are killed driving, flying, or otherwise travelling to work or in the course of their work. Furthermore, HSE's, that's Health and Safety Executive's official figures, only cover what's been reported to and reported to local authorities under something called RIDDOR, that's Reported Injuries, Disease and Dangerous Occurrences Regulations. And it excludes members of the public killed in work incidents, or workers killed on roads or at sea, in air, and by work suicide. The figure also excludes those dying because of bad work conditions from cancers, heart, lung and other diseases. Using expert research, the Hazards Campaign, which is a UK-wide network of resource centres and campaigners, estimates a more realistic figure for those killed in work-related incidents is 1,500 per year, compared to the official figure of 2021 of 142. And those dying of work-related illnesses, 50,000 every year. Now that's around 140 people dying from work every day, or one person every 10 minutes in this country. The United Nations International Labour Organization estimates that 2,780,000 people worldwide die from work every year. That's one person killed by work every 11 seconds worldwide, including one person killed by toxic exposure every 30 seconds. So it's really important that every year on this day, 28th of April, throughout the world, the trade union movement unites to mark International Workers' Memorial Day, commemorating those workers who've lost their lives because of the work they do, and to raise awareness of these avoidable deaths which have been caused by employers who put their profit before the health and safety of their workforce. Just a brief word, if I may, about the history of International Workers' Memorial Day. Originally it was called Workers' Memorial Day. Originally it was called Workers' Memorial Day. Is that better? Shall I start from the beginning again then, or not? Workers' Memorial Day. A guy called Tony Mulhearn brought it to the UK in the early 1990s from the Canadian union CUPE and USA groups with two aims: to remember the dead and to fight for the living. It was rapidly taken up by hazards groups, trades councils, adopted by the Scottish TUC, the TUC, trade unions, and the Hazards Campaign, by promoting and resourcing it, helped to spread it across the UK, where it's now marked by hundreds of events, from Aberdeen to Penzance, as well as across the world. It's now called International Workers' Memorial Day, and under its banner, we remember the dead and fight for the living. Today, our coming together has an added meaning for Liverpool. and indeed for the whole of Merseyside, for the first time a plaque has been created to commemorate all workers who have lost their lives. Shipbuilders, dockers, electricians, builders, excavators, from factory and machine workers to telecoms workers and postal workers, and not least healthcare workers, especially of course those who lost their lives during the COVID pandemic. They are all equal in our memories. We commemorate their unnecessary deaths, and in doing so we uncover this memorial plaque which bears the words of one of this city's and region's trade unionists who worked until his death to help ensure that no employee whose neglect, no employer, whose neglect and callous profiteering results in the death of their workers. None of them can hide from the enormity of what they've done. Through this plaque to be unveiled today, we will remember the dead and fight for the living. But someone who did that, who fought for the living more than anyone I know, is Tony Mulhearn. And his son, Joe, is here today to unveil the plaque. Joe, would you like to come forward?
Good morning, good afternoon everyone. So my name's Joe Mulhearn. I'm Tony's second to youngest son. So I'm representing Tony's 7 children, Tony, Lisa, Vicky, Angie and Jack, on what's a very proud day. We all know what an amazing campaigner my dad was, and today's day is one that sticks out to us as a family. It was probably one of the last days campaigning he had in 2019 for International Workers' Memorial Day. One of the last times that he was fit and healthy, and we know he was most happy when he was out campaigning. It's also a little bit more poignant in the fact that the illness which actually finished him off in the end was IPF, so a little known lung disease which they don't know much about, but they do know it probably came about from ingesting chemicals and things that you shouldn't have been ingesting when he was a young lad in the print, so quite pertinent in that respect. I think what my dad had clearly want us to say with the plaque, that the plaque isn't about him, and he's just happy that his words can be a part of such a momentous movement. He probably laughed when he seen it and put his cheeks out and be a little bit embarrassed that his name's on such an amazing building, but he'd be unbelievably proud that you're all here today, that his name's going to be here on a historic building in his home city which he loved, probably less than a mile away from where he grew up, and maybe brothers and sisters will be bringing children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren to see it in the coming years. Absolutely. It'll be a fantastic spec when another great socialist, Jürgen Klopp, brings home four trophies in a few weeks' time. But thanks very much to everyone, Jamie McGovern, John Flanagan in particular, but absolutely everyone who's helped bring this to fruition. And I think he had a little chuckle at the fact that there was a little pushback towards the end, and thankfully there was a robust response and we managed to get things sorted. So on behalf of the family, we're all unbelievably grateful and proud to have the plaque unveiled today. Thanks very much.
Next, a few words, the Safety Officer for the Communication Workers Union, Jamie McGovern.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks, everyone. Firstly, I want to say big thanks to everyone, because this has been a big effort for the last 2 years to try and get to this point where we're finally unveiling the plaque. And those words that were said by Tony Mulhearn in 2019 are so important for every single trade union. Those who watch the video will see the words, and Tony was struggling for breath when he was speaking, but he actually said those words afterwards. He came over to me and he said, do not give up what you're doing. You've got to keep the fight going forward, and you've got to keep going for Workers' Memorial Day and promote what this day is all about. And he said those words to me those who put profits above worker safety should never go unchallenged. And I think it was myself and Chris Ingram from Union Safety website who looked at each other and said, we've got to write them words down and we've got to do something about it and make sure them words are known to many. Because it's like a mission statement for every single trade union or every single worker organisation out there. We have to make sure people are protected in work. Roger's mentioned it. This plaque is a plaque for all workers. There are memorials around the city for certain industries, the likes of shipfarers and obviously trouble workers and construction workers. But this is a plaque for all workers. We're for the trade union. We represent posties and BT engineers. So the way we think about this is a plaque for all the posties, all the truck drivers, all the delivery drivers who are killed on the roads each year. It's also a plaque for the telecom engineers, the roofers and the scaffolders who fall from height to their death every year. It's also a plaque for the fleet mechanics, the workshop workers and the people in schools, caretakers, the maintenance people who are killed by asbestos exposures every year. And finally, more pertinent than ever, this is a plaque for all the NHS workers and the care workers who've died in the last 2 years trying to save others. So I'm so proud we got to this day. And one final little thing to remember is this year we've lit up purple. That's the campaign we're going to try and promote over the next couple of years. George's Dock building will be lit up in purple tonight. The Mersey Gateway Bridge will be lit up in purple tonight. Blackpool Sower will be lit up in purple tonight. Bury Town Hall, Skelmersdale Town Hall, they'll all be lit up in purple tonight because of International Workers' Memorial Day. Let's continue to remember the dead and fight for the living. Thanks for coming.
My name is Tony Rimmer. I'm one of the Liverpool 47 and a comrade of Tony with the Liverpool 47 Surcharge Councillors. I was there that day when Tony made those words, and how great is it that we've now got them up there for everybody to see. Future generations are going to walk along this road and look up at that plaque. They're going to ask themselves, who's that Tony Mulhearn? Now, at the moment, we'd probably go and Google it. God knows what it'll be, you know, in another 20 or 100 years' time. But that plaque will be there, and they'll go and look, and they'll find out who Tony Mulhearn is, and they'll find out what he represented, and what he represented to me and to us. I'd just really like, on behalf of the Liverpool 47, to thank you all for coming on such a proud day. I feel really emotional, to be honest with you. And I'd probably best not say too much more because I'll end up bursting into tears, but thanks everybody for coming, and hope to see you all there.
Thanks very much indeed, Tony. Would you like to bring the flowers forward, the wreaths forward? And I think some people will want to take some photographs, and after that we're going to walk down to St. Nick's for some refreshments and a couple of important speeches.
If people see your wreaths now, right, if you line up along this wall with the wreaths in front of you and the placards that we've got ready for Works Memorial Day, then we can have a photo op, right, and then you can put your wreaths down underneath. Is that okay? Okay. Fine, excellent. So anybody? Yeah.
Tony should be in there as well.
Excuse me, you're in the way there. Anyway.
Somebody go forward, you're holding things up.